another quest with Carole Lynn Grant. My name is Bruce Starr. Been a TV and radio talk show host for years and years, and actually a talent agent for several years out in Los Angeles in the 80s. And that gave me a sharp eye. When I see talent, I want to get closer to it. I want to see if I could be a part of it. And that's exactly what we're doing here with Carole Lynn Grant. Carole, I used to listen to you on the radio out in Los Angeles in the 80s and just love it that we found each other here in the 2020s. And so welcome to the show, Carole. And I so look forward to what we're going to learn today.
Okay, well, the name of the show is The Quest with Carole Lynn Grant. And so I'm inviting everybody on the quest because we all have been gifted and we can all walk in the supernatural. And sometimes we think that might be too hard to do. So today I'm going to talk to you about favor and the X factor, because the source of all creation wants us wealthy, healthy, loving life, and our words are our X factor. What we speak and what we say is what commands our day, commands our morning, and commands our outcomes. So, it's very, very, very interesting in that if you go back, even in the Bible, God said to Job, where were you when I created the earth, when I created the horse, when I created, and Job didn't have an answer. So God said, command me, remind me. So source of creation wants us to remind higher learning, higher intelligence, higher wisdom, higher favor. What would you like to have today? So this show is about what would you like to have. So that's what I'm going to ask my audience first thing. What would you like to have? What would you like to have? Bruce?
Well, I love it for the first time hearing this concept, because people either they don't think they're worthy of asking God, they don't want to be a pain in the butt, so they don't ask God. They don't think they're going to be heard, and so they don't ask God. But this concept that you just put out there, a reminder of what we want. That's such a sweet thing. It's a reminder. It's to let God know, yeah, we'd like that. And we just want to remind you to kind of be a little more attentive to what we want. I love that. That's great, Carolyn.
What's really, really interesting, as an astrologer for years and years, my clients have come to me, and so many times they can tell me what they don't want or what they've been through. And then I ask them, what do you want? And they don't know. What a waste of time. What a waste of life that is. When you're excited about something, or you meet somebody and really, really enjoy them, that energy. And all of life is energy. So enthusiastic energy for each day. Like, wow, it's a beautiful day. Good morning, sunshine. There are 7 great leaders in our world and mystics get up dancing. I don't know about you, but I need a cup of coffee before I start dancing. But other people get up and they sing a song and they dance. And even washing your face. Did you know that if you put cold water in your face first thing in the morning, it triggers things inside your body to wake up? And
Wow.
that's really, really, really easy to do. So when we have the X factor, another way of saying that is favor. Have you ever been favored in your life? Because It says 1 day of favor is worth 1,000 days of labor. I know that I've been in a group of people. I kind of walk in a room and just stay in the corner. And I look around to where I want to go talk to somebody. And because the energy is compatible, the synergy or the energy or the cosmic pull, like a secret. You're drawn, we're magnets, and we're either repelling people or drawing them to us. And if we go where we want to go and just kind of stand there, there's usually something, even if it's a perfect stranger, that we have in common. We had an example of that. It was my birthday last week.
Yay.
Wasn't it a wonderful party?
Great party. Loved it.
And at luncheon, my favorite client gave me a luncheon for my birthday, and I invited 14 people, I think.
Happy birthday to you. What a cake.
Millionaire.
Okay.
Yay!
And each person, when they sat down next to each other, they had something in common. And then a lot of people never met each other. I was the only one that knew everybody, and it was a wonderful day. So, and another way of looking at it, we don't have to manipulate it. We have to go with it. Go with the flow. But we should be in action. We should position ourselves where we can meet new people, or I mean, you're not going to create a whole new day in your apartment unless you need to clean it and get organized and send out emails. So where would you go to position yourselves? That would be the next question.
Carolyn, I have the perfect story for what you just said. Years ago, it might have been, wow, a long time ago, 30 years ago. I was playing softball on a team, and the very first game against another team, first inning, someone got a base hit on first base, and a ball was hit to somebody. He threw it to me to break up the double, to get a double play on this guy. But the guy slid into me and totally shattered my ankle. And I remember I didn't really feel anything, but I went up to go that way, and my leg stayed that way. And I knew I was in big trouble. Long story short, I had to have surgery. And you said, don't stay home. A week or so later, I had to speak to Parents Without Partners. And it was a group down in Fort Lauderdale somewhere. And I was the invited speaker. And I spoke to this group. We had a great time. And at the end, and I went with this big blue cast on my leg all the way up to my knee. At the end of the event, a woman comes up to me and she says, I'm a healer. I can help you with your, what did you break? Or I broke my ankle. Because I know people that 8 months later, a year later, they're still suffering with what happened. She came over to me right there and then. She laid her hands on over my cast, never even touched the cast. She says, come and see me next week. I went to see her. She did the same thing again. So now we're 2 weeks into me having a broken ankle. She says, go back to the doctor. I said, I was just there. Go back to the doctor and tell them that you want to get another x-ray. I did. And he wouldn't do it, but he finally did it. And he said, wow, your ankle is healing beautifully. I said, could we take this big lug of a cast off and put an air cast on so I can go into the pool and start working out? He said, yes. So would you believe, with another healing from this lady, within 5.5 weeks after this major surgery and this shattered ankle, I was walking without a noticeable limp.
Yeah, it's remarkable. And that's another X factor. We have been given the gift of healing. Every one of us. I mean, if you have children and somebody's got a boo-boo and you kiss them and they feel better, it's as simple as that. I think the X factor, once we identify that we have authority and dominion on the earth, and also that we are messengers or ambassadors for the source of creation, we welcome our authority, and we speak like a king, walk like a king, talk like a king, expect it to happen. And when you expect synergy, those people, like magnets, wherever we are, they're kind of drawn to each other. And it's more fun than wasting your time and going in a group that aren't speaking your language. But you were a substitute teacher too. You're a school teacher. And you said to me how you have to shift every time you walk into a new class. How do you do that shift?
Well, it's like an actor getting in front of an audience and knowing that they have to get their energy up, they have to meet their mark. And the way that I do that as a teacher and as a substitute teacher is I make my presence known right away. I either stare at the group and make sure they know I mean business, or I'll say something funny and get their attention. Or if I have to, make my presence known by making a demand or a statement. So whatever it is, they know it. They all know me by now, plenty over and over. They all know me. But each time I walk into a room, I have to reestablish my energy. I have to reestablish that X factor for those kids to learn while I'm in front of them.
Right. I can remember when we used to have a substitute. A lot of times it would just be an hour of not learning because we
Right.
were just kind of wasting time because the substitute teacher came in but didn't really have anything to say, which is a real waste of time. I just recently watched the Ron Clark story and how he was awarded the best teacher of the year because he got into his kids and he did funny things, and he wasn't above them, he was one of them. I think it's very easy to command the atmosphere, to shift the atmosphere when you have that focus. When you walk in the room, what I do is I walk in the room not charging like a bull or expecting to. I walk in quietly, and I find myself walking into different places in the room. It's almost like there's an energy center in the room. And from that place, not necessarily a person, but from that place where I feel centered, then I begin, all right, God, let's talk. Because he's got something to say. And by then, people are usually watching me for some reason. And you notice that too. And I invite the audience to try that. Have something to say, but also humbly walk into that circle where there's a group of people and listen to their conversation. And the time will open up for you to be heard and say something that matters. So, we create our opportunities. We shouldn't be sitting back waiting. As an astrologer right now, there's a level field. In other words, Pluto is changing sign for the first time in about 14 to 18 years. It's going into the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is a fun sign. It's almost like the age of Aquarius or Godspell or the flower children. It's also very inventive, very, very creative. So what I expect from the new world leaders, not the old world, the new paradigm, is that they will be inventive, they'll be creative, and they'll be honest, and they'll be interesting to be around. They don't necessarily have to be fun to be around, but they'll be interesting to be around, and they have content. You know, you don't have to present a lot of bills. One that works, that makes the planet a better place. As ambassadors of the earth, we are stewards of the earth. And the stewards of the earth, some of us inclined to take care of fish in the oceans. That's me. The spinach fish in my background. And what did you steward?
Well, I feel like right now, if I need to take care of kids that may not have two parents in the home, that may not have strong parenting, that may lack a strong masculine figure in the family, and I kind of create that environment for them so that they they get to see a strong masculine person in front of them at school, if not every day, from time to time. And lots of times when I walk down the hall, I'll hear "Hello, Mr. Starr" 10, 20 times in a day, even if I don't have those kids in my class that day. It makes me feel good. It makes me kind of want to go back to school there every day, that the kids are really appreciate it, and they're open, and they're getting what I'm putting out.
You know what? You've written 2 books too.
Yes. Yes, I've
That is your heart cry. I mean, you had 2 books published this year. It's wonderful.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's quite a miracle. One took me 15 years to write for adults, and the other one, uh, her teenage love coach, was like, just came to me, and I typed as fast as I could. It's a great story about a teenager who goes to the park every day, miserable, nobody to talk to, no parents to talk to, and she ends up talking to this elderly gentleman. And over a few weeks, a month's period of time, they start talking. And this book is about her asking every question possible of a teenager that's she has no idea about, and this spirited elderly man gave her every answer to every question that she asked. So it's quite a manual for teens, especially if they don't have two parents in the household.
You know what's fun? I was working with a client today, and her chart's wide open. She's got a lot of opportunities. But as I started talking to her, I would suggest something and she would tell me why it wouldn't work. So
Mm.
what I had to do was change my approach. I said, all right, so and so, why don't you tell me what you like? And we'll come from the premise of what you want, not what you don't want. What do you like to do? She said, I like acting. I like I like communicating with people. I like people. I like being a voice. She's very good working with dogs and humanity and donating money. But she got happier as she talked about what she liked.
Mm.
So the X factor becomes change your dialogue and interview yourself and go. You might go in that ballpark not knowing what you want or fed up with what you haven't got. Don't honor the dark side or the heavy side. Talk, talk about what's good. The sun's shining today. It's an incredible day out.
Yay.
I mean, how wonderful it's like 79 degrees and the sun, it's just beautiful. And if nothing else, I'll go out and talk to lizards. Hi, lizard. Have a good day. Or the birds. You know,
I've hugged a couple of trees in my day, and that feels good after I do it.
or hug the tree. You know, because there's life force there.
Yep. Yep.
A lot of people are starting their lives over. Either maybe there's been a divorce in the family or a death, or maybe you're leaving one job, wondering what the next will be. It's kind of like a brave new day. People people are on the edge of something, you know, and we feel like that, a little bit on edge. Mm, Sometimes we're at home, we're comfortable, complacent, and just want to watch a movie. But what we feel now is more kind of anxiety. I want to get out. I want to meet new people, or I want to study something new. Somebody else that I know is joining Toastmasters because if you're a great speaker or you publish a book, if you join Toastmasters, it opens all kinds of doors because the people there want to network you. It's all about good speaking and networking.
Yes.
You know, if you're a great speaker and you have a product, and you do have a product, you can make $3,000 to $5,000 a lecture. That's the truth. Okay. As an astrologer, I used to predict my trends, and people want to know, where are we going? How do I get there? No, it isn't the end of your life. It's the beginning of the next phase of your life. It's a new beginning. So as we wrap up the show, maybe let's talk about the X factor. What would be our new beginning for the next week? What do you want to do? What do you want to do this week?
Well, I would like more people to see our shows and start following us and commenting on the shows. And who knows, maybe somebody might be out there that may want to take this show to the next level rather than the level that we're at, which is fine. But there's a more productive level out there.
So that means we have to do more marketing.
Yes.
More marketing so people know about the show.
Correct.
And then both of us have circles of friends who can market with us also. But basically, the quest, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to do this week that makes your world a better place? That stirs you up. It gets you excited about the next day. You got homework to do.
Yeah, we all do. We can all take all these beautiful steps that you've talked about this entire show. A lot of the things people take for granted. Oh, I heard that before. I heard that 20 years ago. That's fine. It doesn't help if you don't use it. You're doing a beautiful job of reminding us that we need to remind God about the things that we want in our lives. This has been a fantastic show, Carolyn.
You know what else? Also, expectations. Sometimes we don't expect a breakthrough because maybe we haven't had that breakthrough for a while. But if we get our expectations up, because the source of all creation honors and rewards energy and a good product. If you've been doing good work, if you've been that coach, that the person that got a young person to speak and talk to her, and you made them feel more comfortable, like somebody cared,
Right.
you're going to get rewarded for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be perfect because there's nothing would make me happier. That would be wonderful. So I know with your energy with me and your support, that's going to start happening for me.
Yeah. Amen and amen.
Amen.
So have a great week.
Yes. Thank you
enjoyed
so
the
much for
quest.
this incredible show. I look forward to doing another show with you soon. And in the meantime, we'll get this show out to the public and ask people to help send it around, and so that lots and lots of people can see the show. It's worthy.
Okay. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
Thank you, Carole Lynn Grant. My name is Bruce Starr. We'll see you next time on The Quest with Carole Lynn Grant. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great, great day.